Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Our weather this morning brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and 7-7. Good classes there and all kinds of stuff going on. Go check them out. Always support our sponsors. High today going to be 71 and low is, high is actually getting up to 73 and low is 61. Not much variance in our temperature now. The water temperature did go up 1 degree. It's up to 72 degrees. It's looking good. I've got some good fishing reports last couple of days. And after this, it's a rough surf. But now remember, after that rough surf, they're going to feed during that rough time, but they're going to be really hungry after that. So keep that in mind. The river reading is brought to us by Sandhill Seafood up on 77, right past Bozeman School. Our price code looking pretty steady. Not much movement right there. Looking at a 7.3. But look at the Choctahatchee River at Ebro. It is going up from all that rain we had the last couple of days. We're looking at a 8.2 this morning, and it's still rising. So if you're on the Choctahatchee River or in the tributaries, make sure you're aware they're in rising water. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're about to get back into the good tides. We've had like 3 days of neat tides. This weekend, really strong tidal flow. High tide this morning at 10:19 and a low tonight at 8:05. Marine forecast starting off north-northwest. But guess what? It's shifting to southwest, south-southwest at 10 to 15. So it's going to keep on blowing as it has in the last couple of weeks. All right, let's take our break. We'll be right back with our special guest. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome our guest this morning, A.B. Smith.
How you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Appreciate you having me on today.
We're glad to have you. Quality Deer Management Association, QDMA. A lot of y'all know QDMA, but we're going to learn a little bit about A.B. because I've been talking to him before the show. He's quite an outdoorsman, so tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Yes, sir. I've been a hunting guide for about 15 years now in Central Alabama. I was in the property management business before that, doing a little bit of that, and I decided to move down to Santa Rosa Beach, and I was blessed enough to be able to get the regional director's job for Quality Deer Management Association in Florida and Georgia. And QDMA is a 30-year organization. Mm-hmm. We have about 60,000 members nationwide. We have about 134 branches nationwide also. So we're really growing right now, Mr. Winston.
Yeah.
We're really pushing forward, and we're really trying to get the Quality Whitetail magazine, which we have, on the map. It's a great publication.
Well, really, I was looking up this stuff last night. I had no idea y'all were quite that big. I've heard of it for a long time and all, but it's a big organization.
Yes, sir, we are. We're about 4,000 strong members in the state of Florida. In the Panhandle region, it's very strong, but we've dropped off to about 2,000 because we just hadn't had the resources to be able to put in to the state of Florida. Now, I'm over Georgia. We're 4,000 members strong, so I'm really looking to grow that membership back from 2,000 to 4,000. Pretty rapidly, I'm hoping. I brought a lot of branches on here in the Panhandle area.
Well, we talk about that all the time, organizations like Ducks Unlimited, National Wild Turkey Federation and all, and this is a great one here. But let's talk, before we get into it too deep, let's talk about your background. And you grew up you're from Montgomery.
Yes, sir. I'm originally from Grand Bay, Alabama, and I moved up to Montgomery, Alabama with a governor's administration. My parents both worked for the state. My mom was the governor's photographer. And my dad also worked for the Alabama Wildlife Federation.
Cool.
So I've been around it my whole life. I've been able to hunt some great properties and be around some great outdoorsmen. Yeah. You know, my grandfather was a great outdoorsman also. I got to give him props to the man I am today for outdoors. You know, everybody's got a grandfather, and everybody got to contribute them if he was an outdoorsman. So he loved to quail hunt and fish and all that good stuff.
He did all that outdoor stuff then?
Yes, sir.
And being in that part of Alabama, Montgomery in the south, or east of there, southwest of there, that's some prime property.
That's the Black Belt region of Alabama, so it's really known nationwide for its deer hunting. Well, mainly it's quail hunting. You know, you got Union Springs, Alabama, what is that, the field trial capital of the world there. They got the bird dog statue. And I started quail guiding shortly after I started whitetail guiding. And I just picked up on it naturally. It's nothing better than seeing a covey rise in the morning time when that sun's coming up and the dogs are on point and the birds flush, and you smell that gunpowder.
Oh man! And then what's good now? You're down here in Santa Rosa, and you right here. Tell me, you said you work. Tell me the phrase you use. You work with hunting for a living.
Yeah. Fishing's my passion. I do this hunting for a living. It pays the bills, but I love to fish. I fished the IFA Redfish Tour for quite a few years with Jason Melvin from here in the Panhandle in Panama City. I think his parents live right behind the studio here.
They do, yeah.
Yeah. So and Fred Myers, I see him all the time on here, and he's a good friend of mine also.
Real quick, I'm going to interject this. Fred Myers fished that tournament this past weekend out in Louisiana when all that storm came through, and I saw a picture of him. All you could see was his face. They were just soaking wet, and the waves were white-capping.
I've been one of those before, traveling off the Choctawhatchee Bay. It'll beat you to death, but you got to get to where you're going and catch the fish you need to win the tournament. So I kind of got out of tournament fishing to pursue my career, and I would like to get back. My wife always jokes at me and say, "Hey, when you gonna start fishing again?" I said, "Well, I kind of like to do it for a passion. It's one of them things. I don't like the pressure. I have enough pressure guiding already, and with my job, I'm always talking whitetail hunting, and which is a phenomenal thing, and we're doing great things for conservation. I think over the next 5 years, we're going to give $1 million to conservation. And then we're looking to grow our cooperative land, which, you have landowners that join in and say, hey, we're only going to kill quality deer. We're going to practice QDM management, 3-year-old, 3.5, 4-year-old deer, and they're joining in because you don't have the large lands anymore. And we're looking to put in about the state of Mississippi, that many acres. I don't know how many acres is a lot. Let me put it that way. Into QDM and cooperative. So we're looking to push that, and also the Share Your Hunt. We have a lot of youth hunts throughout the nation, which we've lost 2.2 million hunters over the last 10 years. That's a lot, Mr. Winston.
We talk about this on the show a lot, also about our young people and all, and also about we're getting better as a hunting group about letting the little young ones walk. We're getting a lot better about it, but we're a long way to go.
Yes, we got a lot of teaching to do, and that's why I've come into Panama City with Mr. Jimmy Higgins, and we formed a branch here. That was last July, back in July, and we're looking to push forward and really grow the memberships and the participation so we can start doing youth hunts. We also want to contribute to the Big Al Hubbard Youth Conservation. It's a collegiate scholarship that we're wanting to do and put forward, in which Al Hubbard, he was a big contributor. Big contributor to the Panhandle area. He was a good friend of mine. I met him at Great Southern Outdoors. He always came up there, and you can't, not a better man.
Yeah, good man. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Our guest this morning, A.B. Smith from the QDMA, and working with those guys and ladies over there, and it's quite an organization.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, it's a 30-year organization. We're the top whitetail organization in the nation, and we really push conservation and hunting heritage. We have 3 missions: memberships, mission, and money. We got to have money to run the boat.
To get everybody together on that.
Yes, sir.
All right, I got a poster here on the screen now. Tell us about the sporting clays coming up. This is a fundraiser y'all are doing.
Yes, sir. We're doing our first fundraiser in the Bay County area for the Panhandle branch of QDMA. It's Saturday. It starts at 11 o'clock. It runs till about 3 or 4 o'clock. We're looking for more 4-man teams. So if you have a 4-man team, we've got different levels you can enter. We have a $600, $1,000, and a $1,500. You get different perks with that, different incentives to join in. But we're looking for 4-man teams. We've got about 10, 12 now. We're looking to get about 20, so we can really make a difference in the fall with our youth hunts. And take some kids that have never been hunting, kill their first deer, or just experience the outdoors. We can do different things with those funds. The good thing about Mr. Winston, about our organization, the quality QDMA, is we take the funds, and 25% of those funds stay at a local level.
Good, good.
When you do a fundraiser, your first fundraiser as a branch, QDMA only requires that you pay them 75% back, so we can give back in administrative costs and mainly conservation nationwide with a white-tailed deer. So 25% of that stays right here, so we'll be able to use that. If we do a second fundraiser, which we're going to do in the fall, we keep 100% of that. That's unheard of for a nonprofit organization.
Yes, it is.
So we're going to do big things in the Panhandle, and this event here, Busting Clays with QDMA, is the first step that we're going to take. So we've got the Wind Creek Casino in Atmore, Alabama has given a big sponsorship for us.
Okay.
We appreciate that. Jimmy Higgins Construction, they've stepped up really, really big, and it's going to help us out there too. So we're looking for some more teams, and we're looking for some committee members that might want to step up, that have passion for whitetail deer and want to help us grow the branch here.
That's a great opportunity to get involved in all. That's going to be here at the shooting range here.
Yes, sir. The Bay County Shooting Range. That's a state-of-the-art facility.
Nice.
Yeah, that's very good. Bay County has really stepped up, and they want to help us. You know, Florida, the FWC has put a guy in charge of that, and it's really nice to see a great facility. So if you've never been out there, you might want to check it out.
And then we got, we'll talk about this later. I'll get you to come back on the show about joining QDMA, and we'll talk about the reasons for joining and all. But that's a great organization as far as conservation and getting young people in. You know, that's been one of our main topics here on Panhandle Outdoors, is getting young people involved in outdoors. And this is another organization that has the same goals we have. So we're hand in hand in doing all this. Now, I want to take a quick break from this. And I want to show, you're talking about you pompano fish and everything.
Yes, sir. I was pompano fishing the other day right there at Dune Allen.
Dune Allen, and you were telling me the other day you left a minute too early or something.
Yeah, there was a guy that passed by me. He fishes down there all the time. And with this Stinky's Pompano tournament going on, there's a lot of people fishing around there. And I love pompano fishing because you can relax and do it at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, you can, this guy caught 3 pompano. I just left. He sent me a text with the fish and said, look what I found. He's probably fishing in the same spot I was fishing in.
He saw you leave and said, I'm going over there.
He said, yeah, that's right.
Okay, speaking of over there in Walton County, off Grayton Beach right here, this is Corey Godwin, the Chief Deputy Tax Collector for Bay County, with one of 12 pompano caught off Grayton Beach. Now, he didn't catch all 12 of them, but there's a group of them that caught 12 nice pompano. Good job, Corey Godwin. Okay, then
that's good fish.
Speaking of red fishing, Mark and Michael Coward went over there to in all that weather this past weekend and did okay. I think he said they got I forgot what place they got. They were 29th out of 104 teams, so that's pretty decent.
Yeah, that's a pretty good showing.
Out of 104 teams,
especially with that weather.
Woo! I'm telling you,
amazing they caught fish.
All right, from friends down in Howard and Weewall and Howard Creek, and also up in Chipley, Susie Gibson with Hunter's first fish. Now, don't you love to see a kid with the first fish?
Look at that smile. He's proud of that.
I got some more of these. Greg Pennington watched this show. This is over here in Callaway Bayou, and he shot this in his backyard. And look, that osprey, he's not a bad fisherman.
He's got the spot down there.
Got a nice speckled trout. We could have caught that one.
Yeah, well, you look where he caught that. You might want to go back.
I'm telling you, but that's thank you, Greg Pennington. And here's, I love this picture, coming out of T-Loja. We got a lot of viewers up in T-Loja. Hello, Mr. Chester. This is Dan Wells from T-Loja. Wanted to share with you a photo of my 2-year-old son, Lincoln, with his first catfish. He fought this fish hard and mighty proud. Look at that.
All he got to hold it up, and that's pretty fish.
All right, thank you. And then also got another picture of him. This is sent by one of your constituents there. My preacher Dan Wells from Grace United Methodist in T-Loja had a daddy and son day. Thomas was on fire, so he caught that one, and I put it on. Okay, and then also there you go, right there. Good picture. Good picture there. Okay, so also coming up, let me mention this. We've got the Rotary Club at Panama City Beach, and I'll be speaking with those folks on Monday night. I'll let y'all know when I'll be speaking if you want to come over there. But they're giving away as a fundraiser, they're only selling 800 tickets, and you can win this nice boat here. And I'll talk more about it, but this is going to be the Rotary Club of Emerald Coast over there. So all kind of good things going on in outdoorsmen. And when you go pompano fishing, like I say, it is so relaxing.
Yes, sir, it is. You know, you can take, my wife goes out there with me. Yeah. And just throw it out past that first sandbar in the trench and just let it soak.
Yep. And we'll talk about it now. So how did you end up from the Montgomery area down to Santa Rosa Beach?
Well, it's a long story. It was a $5 bet with my wife one time, and she wanted to move down to Santa Rosa Beach, and I said, okay, sweetie, we'll move down there. So next thing you know, we're sitting down here, and I got a call from the regional director, Steve Long. He's a regional director in Alabama and Mississippi. He said, hey, you've guided with me. I guide with him all the time.
Yeah.
We do deer hunts, pig hunts, a lot of quail hunting. We do a lot of continental pheasant shoots up there. He said, hey, you interested in this job? And I said, well, you darn right I'm interested in this job. I said, and I get to guide at the same time. So I spend a lot of time around outdoorsmen and a lot of people that have passions the same as me. It's better than riding a lawnmower and keeping up with employees, because it's just only me. So it's always a good thing.
Yeah.
So I got this, and I get to travel all around. I've done about 37,000 miles since July.
Oh my goodness.
So I was coming up on my first year on the job. I've chartered branches in Georgia and Atlanta and Savannah and Macon. And we're moving to the Panhandle. We've got a Jacksonville branch. We're putting on a Tallahassee branch here soon. We've got a branch over in Escambia County. Those guys are really strong. They're really passionate about what they're doing. We have a Tri-County branch up in Holmes, Washington, and Jackson County.
Okay, I was going to ask about our county.
That's Larry Morris up there. We hadn't had an event yet, but we're working on that right now. You know, the starting stages in your infancy of a branch is you got a lot to put into it. It's a lot of legwork, and it's a process. And then north of the Funiac Springs and Laurel Hill, we've got the Hart Pine branch with Philip Bowman and Tim Free up there. Tim Free's a forestry timber cruiser, and they're putting together a branch up there. So the Panhandle's really growing. I think we're going to get our numbers, because there's a lot of deer, great deer in the Panhandle, Mr. Vinson.
Yeah, there is.
There's one right out on that 98 that I see at nighttime a lot of times, and he would be proud of anybody be on that wall.
So let's take our final break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So here with our guest, A.B. Smith from Quality Deer Management Association. Well, hey, we're going to give away another package we talked about on yesterday's show. We're going to give something away every day, celebrating our 13th spring here on Panhandle Outdoors. So, but first, let's do a fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. Looking on your screen there, 149 and 349 this morning, and 216 and 416 this afternoon. Real quick question as a guide.
Yes, sir.
These game and fish times. Do you believe in game and fish times?
I believe it is, but I believe it's 90% being there and 10% luck. But if you're not there when these opportunistic times occur, then you're not going to catch them.
And we're going to talk about what you're going to do after the show, but let's give this away. Okay, this is you see what? Surf fishing, here you go, right here, folks. This is a package here. We went over the bucket yesterday. All the things are inside of a bucket, all kind of goodies inside of here. So I'm going to let you draw. So
yes, sir.
All the people that don't win, they'll be mad at you.
Yeah, I understand. I do a lot of raffles and a lot of fundraising. So
all right, let's see who the winner's going to be.
All right, here we are.
All right.
Lexi Melvin.
From Fountain. Lexi Melvin from Fountain, the Melvin family. I know them, and they're good folks up there. So look here, now y'all can go, all right? Go fishing.
You get all these great tips that you give and take that fishing pole and put it to use.
Guaranteed.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Okay, the magazines. I look at these quality magazines y'all have. This is cool.
Okay, Quality Whitetail Magazine is the publication we put out bi-monthly. You get it with your membership. It's a very good resource for the whitetail hunter. It gives a lot of biological information, food plot management, early successional browse management, timber management. You have a lot of great knowledge in this, because you have a lot of biologists that we have on staff and throughout the nation that write these articles, and you put this stuff to use, and it's a lot of knowledge.
Well, I went online last night doing my homework to prepare for you coming on, and I started looking at some of that stuff online.
Yes, sir.
Folks, it is true. These guys are experts, and girls are experts, and there's all kind of tips. It's just full of tips for quality deer management. It was very impressive.
Yes, sir. We have a lot of biologists on staff. You have the founder, Mr. Joe Hamilton, and he started this organization 30 years ago, and he put a lot of passion, a lot of backbone and grit into making this happen, and it's carried forward. We're not just an organization that's going to just come and take your money when we're fundraising. We're putting money back into dollars back into the state, back into the local branches, and it means a lot to us to be able to do this.
You brought something a while ago about landowners, even got a small piece working together with adjacent landowners.
Yes, sir.
To me, that's the key in a place like the Panhandle, where you spread out a lot, and y'all talk about that a lot.
Yes, sir, we do. I was talking to Fred a while back earlier in this, before deer season. He said, hey, I don't want to sit here and watch this deer that I've watched all year die the next week that I've passed on. So we were talking about that pretty heavy. And Jimmy Higgins also, he has a large track up there on across the bay, and it means a lot to a person who really passionate about whitetail hunting to watch that deer grow. Yeah. It's just as much growing the deer as it is harvesting the deer. And we have a 2018 whitetail report that we put out every year about deer management practices and harvest data throughout the nation. So this quality whitetail report right here is put together by some brains. It takes a lot to make this happen. I'm gonna leave this with you. But it's a great tool to be able to use to watch age class deer. At some point we've changed the age class harvest from does to antlerless buck, antlerless buck deer to bucks ratio. They've crossed at some point in time, and we've started to change that model in people's head. Hey, you got to harvest antlerless deer to get your big deer, get your ratio right, and the science behind it.
And we're going to have to get you to come back on the show later on, maybe close, later on in the summer, maybe in the fall or whatever, and we're going to talk more in detail about this.
Yeah, I'd love to.
We've got about a minute left now. You told me you got a hard job ahead of you. Tell us where you're headed now.
I've got to go to Cornell, Georgia. I've got a banquet Thursday night, so I'm going to Turkey Guide for about 2 days for my branch guy on the Soquel River, and maybe I get to fish a little bit. They got 10-pound trout on that river, so I get to do a little fly fishing. I get to play a little bit while it's working.
That's what I'm saying. This is a really hard job.
Yeah, I tell you got to twist my arm a little bit.
You got to go to the banquet, then you go on the land, then you go fishing.
Yeah, I get to do that. We're going to put together a banquet, and then I'll turn around, do a little turn and burn back down here, and do this event Saturday. So we would like to have y'all come out Saturday. Check it out. We're going to do some gun raffles. We're going to do some gear raffles. We're going to have a silent auction over on the side. We just want to raise some funds to give back to the Panhandle area for hunting and the whitetail deer.
Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for the job that you do in this organization. It's all to help us in the outdoors.
Yes, sir. Check out QDMA.com. Check out the events page. You can find out more information about this branch. Find out more about joining QDMA. It's only $35.
Oh, heck.
You get this magazine. You get a bunch of other stuff, and QDMA is where deer hunters belong.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
I've enjoyed it. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors, folks. Always do something good for your fellow man. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.